This is going to be a short and fun video where I show you how to reconstruct neroli, how to find substitutes for the oils that you might not have but are recommended in the recipes that you're looking at. So this happens often, that you are looking for a recipe that you want to do for your product or your student or your client or whatever, but you just don't have that oil, or in this case neroli is very expensive, so you might not want to use it every time. You might need a lot of oil for example, for your massage therapy, and neroli is just too expensive for that kind of service. So what do? There is always a substitute. In most cases you can find a substitute that is less expensive but just as effective. And how do we do that? Another reason why you might not do it is because it's not available. The oil that is recommended is just not available in your store that you love, or your brand doesn't have it, or you just don't have it right now and you need to create a product this second. So by understanding what we've been talking about so far, by not just stopping here and looking at what other people are recommending, by taking a look at the chemistry, now that we know that chemistry is actually our friend, and understanding where these properties come from, such as neroli is a sedative. But if we take a look at the chemistry, we will see where that comes from. We will find that what makes it a good sedative is these chemical constituents, and mostly linalool and linalool acetate, which we already talked about in the previous videos. Next, for example, if you look at its beautiful action on the emotion, anxiolytic, and for example also hypotensive, you will go here and analyze that, and then you can see, it comes from these oils. Again, linalool coming up, so antidepressant, here it is, these oils, so chemical constituents. So you can always have a rationale why this essential oil is working. So with neroli, I will take you step by step, and we will then look at the main constituents and then reconstruct it as we go. So are you ready? Let's do it. Although neroli is a very expensive oil and very special in many ways, it is simple in its chemistry. So if you take a look, let's go from bottom up this time. Monoterpene esters here, the main constituent is linalool acetate. We already talked about this one, and it brings a lot of its beautiful soothing effect. Where we look at the alcohols, again, it is linalool. We also talked about this one. It is linalool that is dominant. And with monoterpenes, we have beta-pinene and limonene. So we have 4 constituents we will be working with today to recreate the effect, not the smell, but the effect. So as I said, if you're creating a product for your wellness salon, it might be too expensive to have neroli, but why not be just as effective, or perhaps even more? Let's take a look. So here in DropSmart, now that we got familiar with the filter, I can search for as many components as I want to. So first I will look for oils that are rich in linalool acetate, as we said. You can go about this in many ways, but what I like to do is I like to look for oils that are very dominant in a single component. It makes it easier for me to blend. So here it is clary sage. Clary sage is the oil that is highly dominant in linalool acetate. So in my blend, I will add clary sage to cover that component, and then I will clear that, and the next constituent that was dominant was linalool. But today I am looking for oils just very dominant in a single component, and you will see that they exist. So linalool offers a few oils, and this is another blog, so I suggest you take a look at the blog as well. I will use whole wood because it is the most ethical thing to do. Rosewood isn't, so I will add whole wood to the blend. it's a cheap oil and one that is very, very rich in mineral, so very easy to use. Next, we said limonene. And as you see, these chemical constituents are repeating themselves. Once you start thinking this way, you will see that these constituents repeat in pretty much all the essential oils, or many. So I will use grapefruit. It popped up first, and it has lots of limonene. So let's use grapefruit. Let's add it to the blend to cover that constituent. And lastly, we said beta-pinene. This one might be a little harder, however, it is possible. Here you go. Did you think that galbanum is so rich in beta-pinene? Well, now you might know why it has such a great antidepressant effect, and many others. It is very easy to use essential oils that are very singular in their chemistry. I love to blend with them. So here is our fake neroli. Let's call it fake neroli. And the description is to fake neroli. Or let's say maximum benefit of neroli. So I can play right away here with the ratios. When you're creating a blend, you can go very specific and make percentages. However, this is just a quick video, so I will use drops. And just by quickly looking at this, I will fix the colors. So this is the beauty of DropSmart. You take a look at the colors and you can use that already as a tool to bring you closer to the result that you actually want. So let's just take a look at Neroli. And as I see, the most dominant component here is linalool, and then next are the two monoterpenes, and the smallest percentage is the esters. So this is what I would like to do with my blend as well. And what I'm missing is a little bit more of alcohols here. So let's see. So this looks about right. The dominating is linalool. We have the next chunk is monoterpenes, and the smallest is esters. So this is just a quick video. You can be far more precise if you take more time. However, also you can see how quickly you can already have a fake neroli and be on your way. So I'm gonna go ahead and save this blend. So let's compare now. So I used galbanum, clary sage, 2 drops of whole wood, and 1 drop of grapefruit to create this this oil. And if I look at the chemistry, let's take a look at what we did. I do have, let's find it, beta-pinene at 16% and limonene at 19%. So even more than our neroli. So we cover these two very well. Next, we will take a look at linalool. Let's see if we're close with linalool. There we go, over 40%. Here we have less than 40. So again, we have even more of this component in our new blend. And then esters, linalool acetate, here we go, 15%. Excellent. So we covered all 4 of these components, making this a very synergistic, very strong blend, having lots of rationale why to use it as an antidepressant, so to help soothe those emotions, stress, sedative, help with sleep, so hypotensive, here you go, all the reasons why you would use neroli now in your much cheaper, very targeted, very controlled blend. And another thing that this helps you do is that you can redo it over and over again because you have 4 oils to manipulate with. So I hope this was interesting. I invite you to watch our blog where I talk more about swapping essential oils for using a different oil for the same purpose to really master this technique, it is really beneficial and useful in so many ways. I know that my colleagues, when they run out of an oil, they give me a ring and they ask, what can I use instead? Well, now you know, have the knowledge and the power and the tool Drop Smart to help you do it. Let me know how you enjoy that, and make sure to check out our blog for more information.